Hey there, Capricorn. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Elise and you're watching Satnam Spirituality. If you could like, share, subscribe, that would really help me out. Leave a comment, let me know what's going on with you. More than happy to read and respond to those. Let's jump in and see what's going on with you. So right now, Mars is going through Cancer, which is your 7th house. So you might be feeling a lot of frustrations in relationships, and really what it is about self-love. So that might be opposite your sun. The unexpected. So you may be coming to some realizations. Yeah, release. With balance at the bottom. So maybe you haven't been balancing your self-love with potentially like work or obligations to other people. It's like, so we have self-love, the unexpected release and growth. And so it's like when we stop paying attention to other people and what they need, and it's not to say that you shouldn't pay attention, but just make sure that there is a healthy balance with that. And so coming into this space of self-love, maybe you're realizing that some of your needs aren't getting met, and that might come as an unexpected realization for you to be able to release, to be able to move through this. The sun just moved into Aquarius, or is about to, and so it's like moving out of your sign. So like the focus is no longer on yourself. This might be your 2nd house. This might be your values. This might be how you make money, how you build wealth within your life. And it's like maybe you were going about it in a way that wasn't self-serving. That was just people-pleasing activities in order to it's like you were kind of sacrificing yourself in order to like gain this recognition from other people, because the validation wasn't coming from within. And as soon as you like realize this, there's this release that comes of like these expectations, and who am I without my roles, and or am I just doing these things because somebody else told me I needed to do them? And so when you release that energy, this unexpected like growth comes in, and you start to feel a lot more like at peace with yourself. Let's see. Yeah, this rebirth energy coming through, this spring and this power. It's like, yeah, you're finding this new sense of personal power within yourself. This spring is going to bring, the astrology is it's going to shake a lot of things up. But right now we're like gaining this new perspective here. We're finding by taking a step back and settling into this stillness, that's where our inner sense of power is coming from. When we can consciously be proactive in the ways that we want to show up, instead of just being reactive potentially to way other people's expectations of ourselves. So yeah, definitely gaining this perspective here. Let's see. You have the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature for Capricorn. I feel like there's one more that wanted to come out. We have longing for home, homesick for the stars. So yeah, I just feel like you don't feel yourself right now. And that can be quite jarring because you lose your sense of direction. And especially with Capricorn, you want that sense of direction. You want to know where you're going. You want to know what your achievements are or what your objectives are in life. And so maybe coming into this stillness, taking the time to taking the time to really sit in that space of stillness might be definitely out of your nature, but it's also very important as well. And that in and of itself can be an achievement. It can be a goal, is to learn how to rest. It's not about external things happening all the time, but what about like internally within? And so we have Earth School here, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. So I feel like you are learning this very important lesson in your life right now. With this courageous peony, you have I'm sorry, which is defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting, and the blue flame, which is spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So there's this big life lesson that we're learning at this point in time. And with this courageous peony, it's about letting yourself be seen. And so I feel like some of you have been in this like this veiled sense, right? And by finding this sense of self-love, you get into this place of self-discovery, and that's where this activation happens, and that's where you integrate in the soul lessons. And with this writing past wrongs and uprooting, it's like it changes your perspective on how you want to show up in the world, and that can be quite jarring. But it's like, that is the lesson right now, is to sit in this stillness for Capricorn, please. Let's take a look at maybe a little bit more details of what's going on here. You see how these cards are like jammed up in my hand? It's like you're keeping this very close to the chest. We have Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. That's definitely about just taking your time, one foot in front of another. So take the slow approach here. This is not a race, this is a marathon. We have the Three of Pentacles and the King of Wands coming out. And so this is really trusting yourself to take this inspired action, to know how to orientate yourself to what you're building, right? How are you planting the seeds for the future? Because every choice that we make is planting a seed for the future state. And we have the High Priestess here. So like there's this intuitive guiding, pulling you in this direction, and maybe I'm feeling that there's just some resistance there, and the way to kind of get over that resistance is this self-love, is moving in silence, right? Don't be like, other people's perception of what you're doing no longer matters, as long as, you know, obviously showing up with love for other people, but not letting them like provide the direction in your life. With the Seven of Swords, it's like you're strategizing as to how to move past this conflict with the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords here. There's like this inner conflict, but it's like it's overkill at this point in time. It's like, how long are you going to sit and spin in this energy when, you know, innately you know the path that you need to move into in order to move forward out of this, you know, inherently with the High Priestess showing up here, you know, trusting your intuition. Using yourself as a guide. Like, does this bring you pleasure? Is this fun? Does this feel fulfilling? You know, the being rather than the doing in this stillness. Let's see what is coming in for you, Capricorn. We have the Chariot. The High Priestess is coming out again. Underneath the deck, we have the Six of Cups. So like there's definitely like this, I feel like this is like some inner child work. This is some inner child healing. You might feel a little bit like the past is kind of coming back to haunt you in a way. So here we have the Knight of Potions and the Ten of Candles. It's like, yeah, this energy has definitely been burdensome, and it's like you're understanding what that means now to be able to move forward emotionally and out of this space. You know, not using your head so much as like your emotional body to decipher that. With the Queen of Pumpkins, which is the Queen of Pentacles here, it's like you know your worth, you know how to build stability within your life and to create in your life in this 3D, like as part of your humanness. So trusting that those things will happen for you, trusting that, you know, Spirit is co-creating with you, coming into that inner sense of stability, knowing that you don't need to achieve all of these things in order to have value. Like I said, with this Chariot, and then we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Pumpkins. So with the High Priestess coming out again as well, it's like this intuition is going to lead you towards victory and a new start in this 3D world. So that's just more confirmation there. But it's really about finding that within before we see it outside of ourselves. So that is coming in for you. It's just time to lay this burden down. It really does feel like you've done all of the work, and it's time to harvest that lesson here and move forward, right? And create this new space of stability for yourself. Just get some affirmation cards. So that energy is definitely coming in, but right now is a time of release. That thing you're self-conscious about is what makes you light up the room. Interesting. Your opinions aren't tattoos. You can change them anytime. Yep, for sure. No other bitch can do it like you can. For sure. Capricorn, 100%. And you're tougher than your toughest day. You have gone through so much. And by coming into this space of self-love and gratitude, you can really take some time to really recognize just how much you've been through and how far you've come. And that you're capable of taking this across the finish line. 100%. You don't need permission to say no. Yeah, you don't need permission. You just need to know within yourself that it's not the right thing for you. And that self-love will help bring you there to release all of this and that growth coming through. It's beautiful reading, Capricorn. Absolutely beautiful reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next video. Sat Nam.